What is it like to be going up against him once again with Rico Verhoeven?
Up against, nothing to do with me. I'm on nobody's team for this fight. I'm promoting the show on behalf of Turk Yellow Shake and Ring Magazine, so very honoured to be doing that. In terms of the fight itself, two great guys. I mean, you have to respect anybody that gets to the top of their discipline. Both these guys have done it. Both of these guys are pound for pound #1 in their respective sports. Rico is crazy. I didn't say it up there, but when the AJ fight fell out, obviously because of the accident, I got on a call with Dr. Rakan and Rico, and we said to him, look, the AJ fight's off, but we'll give you a fight on the, I can't remember what card it was, might even have been the Fury card, and you can fight. And we gave him a list of like 3 guys from the top 15, and it was a lot of money, and he was like, I'm just not interested in those guys, I just want to fight the best. It's like, fucking hell, mate, this is you were fighting AJ for this amount. Turkey's basically just being really nice to you and giving you another fight. And he said, no, I'd rather fight Usyk. I'm like, so that's where his mind at. He's a real competitor. He's a big guy, he's very heavy-handed, but he has a mountain to climb because Usyk is the pound for pound #1 of the sport.
Speaking of people in mindsets, Anthony Joshua was there Saturday night, Tyson Fury. Is Anthony in the best place possible after everything that's happened recently? It's going to take time to go over that, of course, but is he in the right place to go and beat a Tyson Fury right now? Yeah,
I think he's in the best place he can be at this moment in time, given everything that's happened. I think that's the best way to describe it. We want to do things at the right pace. We understand that people want answers, but people say, why didn't he get in the ring? The answer is he didn't want to announce a fight that wasn't done. It's not something to do. So he stood there, he had a bit of interaction, and it was great fun. Now the business side of it will get taken care of. His instructions to me are make the fight with Tyson Fury, and that's what we'll be doing. No, that's not the offer. The offer is for us to fight in July and then fight in November, of which we are happy with. We were due to fight in March and then fight him in August. Obviously there's been a delay, but that's what we've been offered, and we're happy with that route.
Eddie, any talks with Wilder since his fight?
No, I mean, look, we are happy to fight Wilder next and then fight Tyson Fury. That's not the offer that's been made to us, because I think obviously His Excellency and Netflix, they've got a lot riding on this fight, and I think they want to get to it rather than have a riskier fight. But we would be comfortable taking that fight if the opportunity presented itself.
So they've offered you a certain name that isn't Deontay Wilder?
Yeah, names, we've discussed sort of what sort of level that name would be, and obviously the money for that name, and that's not the money for a Deontay Wilder fight, because that's a big fight. So we've also told them that if they want to do that fight, we'll be interested. And obviously we do have the option to do something ourselves, but we are committed to move forward with His Excellency on this project because we want to fight Tyson Fury, and I think it's a great opportunity for Anthony Joshua.
What's the current state of play with Conor Benn? Is he a free agent now?
Apparently, we'll find out soon, because obviously we've got to look into that very deeply, given the legalities of the process. It would be an amazing thing if that really was a one-fight deal with no other conversations to tie him in to a deal beyond that. But we will find out very soon.
So as far as you understand it, can you put an offer forward? Will you put an offer forward?
As I understand it, I can. I believe that would be a complete waste of time, and I certainly won't be.
Has his value gone down after Saturday's performance?
Everybody's criticising him, criticising his performance, and if you're a little bit below par and you talk the talk like Conor Benn, you're going to get criticised. But I think the biggest thing was everyone knew Regis shouldn't be in there, and obviously his statements after the fight proved that. So you'd expect him to get Regis out of there. But Regis is an experienced guy. He's a bit of a tricky southpaw. There's a lot of pressure on Conor. I just feel like Conor's better up the weights. I don't think he has any power down there anymore. His punches didn't look to have any zip in them, and I think he's better and stronger and sharper up at 54 and 60. But obviously he wants to fight for the world title at 147.
Back when he was back down at welterweight consistently, he was getting guys like Chris Van Heerden and Algieri out of there in brutal fashion. What is the difference in power? Why has that changed?
Because you're talking about those guys like they're guys that were in their prime with granite chins. I mean, with all due respect, I made those fights. Both of those guys were at the end of their career. In fact, I think it was their last fights respectively. So, the answer is Conor Benn hit Algieri flush on the chin with a right hand, and Van Heerden was overwhelmed by shots, and with all due respect to Van Heerden, his punch resistance wasn't quite what it was.
How does he get on with Ryan Garcia?
It's a very tough fight at 147. You know, Ryan's got very fast hands, he's got a very powerful left hook. On Saturday's performance at 147, I think it would be a difficult task, but like I say, I think he's more effective up the weights, but he's got his eyes set on a world title.
Did you see AJ put his middle finger up at Fury?
I didn't actually see that at the time.
Any thoughts?
No, listen, I mean, I think AJ played it remarkably well. You know, it was like, I'm not going to start saying it was a power shift because I don't want to rub anyone up the wrong way, but for years, we've been calling that fight out. And we've been the ones saying, come on, fight us. And it's like, oh, you're a dosser, you're 60-40, it's this. And this was the first time we've actually seen Fury call for that fight. Like, he's never said that's the only fight I want, and that's great for the fight. So I'm very confident it happens this time, but obviously we've got our work to do, and I thought the whole event was amazing. I thought the whole circus was amazing. Everyone's talking about it, and it's made the fight even bigger than it is.
Eddie,
Come man.
if you were Zuffa Boxing and Dana, would you be looking for your receipt from the Conor Benn fight? Surely they deserve a refund, don't they?
I mean, I would go down to say that was one of the worst bits of business I've ever seen from any organisation, from Zuffa Boxing. But listen, they've got to do what they've got to do. I think like they felt that it was making this big power play and statement. And listen, Conor Benn's a valuable signing because he is a draw. But that was wild. I mean, that was like how to piss money down the toilet very quickly by Zuffa Boxing. That one was.
What about working with Keith Connolly? Is that an avenue?
Listen, I'll say this. At the moment, I've absolutely no desire to ever work with Keith Connolly again. Sometimes, in a year's time, in 3 years' time, things can change. But right now, I mean, we said to Keith Connolly recently, we withdrew our offers a couple of months ago for Berlanga and Hitchens. We don't have any other, I think we have one or two other fighters with him, which, you know, I think that will fizzle out now. But it is what it is. He's not going to lose any sleep with it. He's on the from Zuffa. So this is just what people do. They move around and they've just got to do their thing and what's best for them. And Keith Connolly does what's best for him.
Dana was asked about a fight between you and yourself, Turkey. He wants to put that fight. Dana kind of rubbished it, said you're both bums, and said if you two were to fight, it'd be on an undercard which shouldn't even be televised. Just your response to that?
But he called me a pussy again. I mean, he keeps calling me a pussy. Dare I say, get in the ring with me and see who's a pussy. I'm shit, but I bet I knock him out. And I'm up for it now. Do you know, like when he first mentioned it, I was like, because I watched him spar a little bit, I thought, he ain't bad. But actually, over the weeks now, he's just got me right up for it. I've been training twice a day. And by the way, we might be bums, but it's one of the biggest fights in boxing. So I ain't going on no undercard. I mean, we've been offered 10 million each already, which is well off the mark. We'll put all the money in the pot. I know he doesn't like sharing the revenue with fighters, but he can share the revenue with himself. So what you do is you put all the money in the pot, you go 50-50, we'll make 30 million each. I'm in. So let's go.
See the right hand?
You'll see it on Fight Night.
Conor McGregor's been begging the UFC for a fight in recent times, and you've spoken about how this will affect the UFC fighters going forward. Why would Dana not want to bring Conor back, who is the UFC?
Because it sets a precedence about how to pay fighters. Tell me now, right? Tell me the top 5 stars in the UFC, active fighters. Go on.
Conor McGregor,
Tom active.
Tom Aspinall,
Okay.
Islam Makhachev,
Yeah.
Ilya Topuria,
Not really heard of him, but anyway.
Arma Sarukin, Yuri Prohaska.
I mean, you've literally just proven my point.
What's happening with Kelly Fundora? Anything with Kelly and Fundora?
Yeah, we're talking to Louis de Cubas and PBC. I mean, Josh Kelly is at the moment penciled to defend his world title in July. You saw Kevin Adjarko obviously miss out on that final eliminator. Maybe we look to exercise our mandatory early and fight him, but we do like the idea of a unification fight with the winner fighting Boot Zayas in an undisputed fight. So we'll have to see soon, but July we expect him to be back.
I saw you last time, you said that you expected Conor to get booed when he came out. Were you quite surprised with the reception?
Yeah, he got booed, but not as much as I thought he'd get booed. Like, it was quite, you know, it was, yeah. I mean, I think that, you know, Conor's a popular guy. I think a lot of people don't like what he did, but it is what it is. Like, it's becoming a little bit boring, and, you know, I think he needs to focus on his performance, because there was a lot of noise, and I think it was quite quite disruptive. But you know, he'll have big fights coming up.
Did you get a chance to speak to him at all the time?
All right.